So imagine you're 15 years old and it's a normal day in high school. You're sitting in your classroom, studying for the next test, daydreaming, thinking all of your normal, and bang, shots are fired, people are running, people are screaming, and it's chaos. Unfortunately, this is happening more and more these days. My name is Genevieve, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I think it's so important we have more gun control legislation in this country. The reasons we need gun control legislation are: the United States just has too many guns out on the market. The Second Amendment is outdated, and the fact is, gun control legislation works. I'm speaking to you as a citizen of the country and as a mother. I don't want any more people, especially children, to have to go through a shooting and, God forbid, being killed. By the end of this speech, I hope you'll understand why we need more gun control in this country. Many people aren't aware just how many guns we have in America. Americans account for like 4% of the world population, but we account for about 42% of the world's gun ownership. It's also been shown that a country's rate of gun ownership correlates with higher odds of mass shootings. Some people say guns don't kill people, people kill people. They contend that a person could kill someone with really any object, and a gun is just another one of those. The fact is, more guns correlate with more deaths. A New York Times article called "What Explains U.S. Mass Shootings? International Comparisons Suggest an Answer." Max Fisher and Josh Keller tell us more gun ownership corresponds with more gun murders across virtually every axis. And gun control legislation tends to reduce gun murders according to a recent analysis of 130 studies in 10 countries. While debating this need for gun control, some people cite the Second Amendment as their right to bear arms. When the Founding Fathers wrote the Second Amendment, it was to protect people against a tyrannical government. Some people argue they need these guns for hunting and for self-protection. These arguments are both kind of ridiculous. For one, no one person can outgun a modern government. As far as hunting, it's like Stephen King wrote in his book, Guns. Semi-automatics have only two purposes. One is so owners can take them to the shooting range once in a while, yell yeehaw, get all horny at the rapid fire, and the burning vapor spurting from the end of the barrel. The other use, the only other use, is to kill people. The last thing I want to reiterate is gun control legislation works. Massachusetts has the strictest gun storage laws in the United States, and it was found that guns accounted for only 9% of youth suicides there. The national average for youth suicides with guns is around 42%. Australia, if you think back, experienced a horrific mass shooting in 1996, and after that they implemented a gun ban and buyback program, and they have not had a single mass shooting since. Some people argue that no matter what legislation is in place, people will just get guns anyway. This is silly. There are so many illegal things that people still get, but making it legal will stop some, and stopping some is better than none. Many of the recent mass shootings were committed with weapons that were purchased legally, that if there were stricter legislation in place, would not have been allowed to be purchased. Due to this, some people actually agree there should be some form of reform to gun control. The New York Times article, "Do Stronger Gun Laws Stand a Chance?" tells us polls show that people in this country overwhelmingly favor measures like universal background checks and tighter rules. In conclusion, we need to change the gun laws in the U.S., or we will continue to see senseless and preventable gun deaths. As a parent and citizen, it scares me to think that my kids or your kids or anybody else's brothers, sisters, any loved ones could fall victim to a shooting. I asked you to consider, does one person's right to bear arms override another person's right to live their life safely? I hope you'll join me in voting for candidates that support gun control legislation and hold their feet to the fire when they get in office. Listen to the voices of the kids of Parkland, like David Hogg. Get involved. We all deserve a safe country to live in. Thank you.